My father grew up in Suffolk, Virginia. And my father was raised in a time that's different, of course, than now. My grandparents, my father's parents, were sharecroppers. Spent a lot of time with his family, his father, working on the farm. It was always hard work. That made him physically tough. But also on that same truck, when he's delivering food, he was also exposed to the racial inequities in the country, which was prevalent back then, and that toughened him up mentally. And I think going in the military, he still felt some of that. So he was tough inside and out, and it carried over into Vietnam. My dad was shot down over North Vietnam on October 22nd, 1965. Soon after, he met Porter. The story of his friendship with Porter Halliburton is a great story.
It's been nearly 4.5 decades since Lieutenant Junior Grade Porter Halliburton became the 40th American prisoner to be taken in North Vietnam. 5 days later, Air Force Major Fred Cherry became the 43rd American taken prisoner in the North and the first black officer taken into custody. A month later, the lives of these two American warriors would intersect in a stark and filthy cell in a prison nicknamed the Zoo.
And so that night, they moved me up to another cell block, another building. They opened the door and they pushed me inside and they said, "You must care for Cherry." And inside was a black man, Major Fred Cherry. And he was very, very badly injured.
When they introduced Porter into his cell, they didn't trust each other. Porter had probably never seen a black officer, pilot. The first thing Dad thought he was a French spy. So they were very standoffish at first.
You remember when we first moved together?
Oh, yeah.
The end of November?
Yes.
65. Cold as hell.
Cold as hell.
God, well,
Cold as hell.
what'd you think when I walked in that room?
Well, having gone through all these survival schools, and I was expecting to put a plan in with me and all this kind of things to try and pick my brain.
They thought that putting us together was going to be the real catalyst here that would break us both down, based on their notions about a young Southern white boy and a black Air Force officer.
And as time went on, they began to trust each other and realize they both were fighting for the same country and they were both in the United States military. And that's when that bond happened, and Porter, Dad had saved his life many a days when Dad was just unable to do anything. Porter would give him his food, would bathe him, and they just became inseparable.
So I spent 8 months with Fred Cherry and did my best to take care of him. He says I saved his life, and maybe that's so, but he certainly saved my life.
They were two men caught in unfortunate circumstances, and their country required them to look after each other. And they just became great friends right up until passing of my father. With all Dad's toughness, fortitude, he was one of the most empathetic people I've ever met in my life. If he could help you, he would. Financially, spiritually, he was just very empathetic. Well, I feel enormous pride. Dad was someone where integrity was everything. You know, just do the right thing. He would just tell me all the time, just do the right thing. He said, "Freddie, I don't care if it's the worst outcome, but if you know you did the right thing, you have nothing to worry about." The lesson that I take personally is, if you put on that uniform, it's not like working at Walmart or Target. You take that off when you go home. When you put on that uniform, that is, whether it's cloth on your body, you're wearing that 24/7. So when you volunteer nowadays to serve this country in that capacity as a soldier, the country comes first. And we need that lesson because we obviously learned it from the POWs. No matter race, religion, creed, or color. He's your soldier, and you take care of each other. Now let's see. Oh yeah. Just thinking, I'm gonna bring my grandchildren in here so they can see this.
We're all about it up there.
Oh yeah, they're
Thank
gonna
you
love
so
it. Oh man, appreciate
You
it.
have,
Thank
you have your own booth now.
Oh yeah.